Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. Today I have some Sephora recommendations for you in time for the Sephora Spring Sale. And the sale begins on April 14th, goes all the way to the 24th. As with previous years, depending on the level of membership access you have, you're going to be eligible to either shop the sale first or a little bit later, depending, again, on the tier. So on the 14th, when it first begins, Sephora Rouge members will get to shop the sale first, and then all the way through the 24th. You will also be able to shop the Sephora collection, which is 30% off regardless of your membership tier, and that also starts on the 14th. Afterwards, for VIBs, the sale begins for you on April 18th, and then for insider members, the sale begins for you on April 18th. So for Rouge members, you get 20% off your entire order. VIBs, 15% off, and insiders 10% off. So really the same format as it always has been for the past several years. And I do qualify for Rouge this year. I do have a list of items I'd like to pick up, as well as stock up on and to try for the first time. So first I'm going to begin with Merit Beauty. I very much enjoy Merit Beauty. I've been wearing their products pretty consistently over the past 2.5 going on 3 years now, and I've partnered with them several times in the past as well to bring you guys new launches from their brand. But I want to say everything that I'm recommending here I have used on the regular, and I really truly do enjoy them. If you are into clean beauty, responsibly sourced ingredients and things like that, Merit Beauty does have that as part of their criteria. So if you are interested, I encourage you to check them out. But first is their Great Skin Instant Glow Serum, and it recently came back in stock. This is what I have underneath my makeup. I don't have any highlighter or glow powders on, so the glow you do see is actually from this. I love how even the glow is with this product. I have combo to a pretty oily T-zone, and I find that during the wintertime, I'll use one full pump, and likely during the summertime, or even for today, I used half a pump, and I think it's great. It doesn't make my skin oilier, and it helps retain hydration. Again, that all over glow just livens up my skin, and it looks great when paired with makeup. You can also wear it alone too, which I've done before. And not shown on here are some additional Merit products that are actually increasing in price by $2 starting mid-April. I believe it's the 17th, but I'll confirm that below. And that's going to be the Blush Balm, which is their cream cheek and lip product, the Day Glow, their stick cream highlighter, and the #1 brush. So those are all those are all increasing in price. If you're interested in any of those, you can actually pick them up early on during the sale, during the Rouge Access few days, and get that without the price increase. If you are interested in seeing more Merit products, I also have quite a few dedicated videos that you can check out, links below. So for Merit, we have their serum that I really enjoy, and then their brow pomade, lovely. So I have another brow product that I'm using, but what I do is I top it off with the pomade to fill in any gaps, and it gives me a filled in brow look, but also because of this brown shade from the pomade, it matches my hair color. And I do have color treated hair, so sometimes it can be hard to find the right brow color. It's either too dark or too light, but when I combined the pencil that I use with this, it just gives a pretty natural matching shade, and I really enjoy that. I also especially like the bronzing balms. Also really enjoy their bronze balms. It's not what I have on. I have another bronzing or bronzer product on today, but the balms also give this very natural glow. The shade I have here that I just swatched is Clay, so it works really well for my skin tone, which is light to medium neutral undertones. I know it'll also work on fair skin types based on what you guys have told me. And then Quince is the other one that I have. And Quince is even lighter. So if you have really fair skin tones, Quince is the one. It can be used to some degree for sculpting these areas here, but really it's really for warming the complexion more than anything else, I find. And because it's a balmy texture, not only does it give you a glow, it's also very light on the skin. Everything of Merit's that I've tried, it feels great on the skin. Most of the time I don't even notice that I have anything on, so that's definitely another plus. Moving on to another brand of products. The other brow product I've been using is Westway Atelier's Bone Brow Defining Pencil, and I'd love to create a short dedicated video. Maybe I'll do a short on this. I love this. So on one end you have I guess the actual brow product itself, but it's shaped so it's easy to create what looks like single hairs on your brow. And the product is quite soft. So initially I was really hesitant. When I first tried it, I thought, wow, this is like way too soft. I'm getting way too much product on my brow. However, on the other end is the spoolie. And the spoolie, once you go in, it really helps to diffuse out the product and makes your brow look more filled in, more natural. What I do, and you'll see a video here of me doing that on the side here, is I'll just outline along the natural shape of my brow, and I'll do that up top as well. Fill it in a little bit, not too much, and then go back in with a spoolie to diffuse everything out. Then I top it with this pomade. My only, I guess, hesitation with this product is this shade is too deep for my hair. My natural hair color, it would be just fine, but for, you know, this treated color here, it really is too deep. The shade here is Bark, and if I remember correctly, they only have 4 shades, 3 shades, 3 or 4 shades. I hope they come out with, you know, 2 more shades, 3 more shades, so that if you're in between, there's something a little bit closer. Otherwise, I really, really love this. I used to use Shu Uemura's Brow Sword. That's what they call it. And it's basically the same thing. However, they have many more shades available, and I found the exact match. I moved away from it because I was moving towards, well, I want to try new products, but I'm also moving towards products with cleaner ingredients, so that's why I wanted to try this. But yeah, really, really love this. I hope they come up with more shades. Also, really quick mention, I do love Westway Atelier's Baby Cheek Cream Blushes or Stick Blushes. I have a couple of them, which I've set aside and I can't find them right now, but I recommend them during the sale every single year, twice a year. So just really quick mention, love those as well. I'm going to move on to another cream blush because we're on that subject, but I have on Tower28's Beach Please Rush Hour. I also frequently recommend this during the Sephora sale. It's so beautiful, it just fits. It has that coral undertone that works great for my skin tone, and it goes with really any makeup look. It is so easy to apply. You can use a finger, you can put this on your lips as well, and how I do it is with a Sonia G fusion brush, dab it on, and just diffuse out. They also came out with what I saw on Sephora. I'm just going to take a look at my little cheat sheet here. But they came up with a set called Mauve Mint. So cute. It's a mauve shade cream blush with a matching lip gloss, and it looks beautiful. I'm very tempted to get it. It looks like it's you know, with the 20% off, I think it's a great deal. So if you're into mauve shades and you want to try this, or you just want to add something from Tower28 to your collection, or add more Tower28 blushes to your collection, I do recommend that little set just to try. The last product from Westway Atelier is going to be their Vital Press Skincare Powder. This is in the shade Cream. I also have the shade, or not a shade, I also have Translucent right here, which I am kind of close to finishing. But I have really enjoyed Translucent, which is why I picked up Cream. Cream works well for my skin tone. Translucent, while it's supposed to be translucent, it can leave a white overcast if you apply too much. And my recommendation with translucent is, unless you have very, very fair skin, I would avoid translucent. Actually, cream, and if you have a pink undertone, I think they don't call it pink, is it rose? They have one with a pink undertone. I would recommend that as well. But this powder is very light. You barely feel it. The catch is it doesn't quite set your makeup the same way as some other heavier powders and even loose powders, but it does have skincare properties to it, and I feel like it does, not only make the makeup last longer, it also really feels nice. And if you're not into heavy powders, you actually don't even like wearing them, but you just need something to kind of set the makeup a bit, I do recommend this powder. If you're looking for a loose powder, also from a kind of clean beauty brand, I would recommend Kosas. If you are looking for a powder that sets your makeup better and is also from a clean beauty brand, I do recommend Kosas. This I've talked before many times on my channel. It's the Breezy Cloud Set is the name of the shade, and also works well on my skin tone. You can see it just looks almost blended in. I'll compare it to Cream. Cream is lighter than Cloud Set, but both work for me really well, and I enjoy both of them. So there's an alternative if you're looking for a makeup setting powder. And as I'm going through all these items, I realized I did leave something out from Merit. It is their signature lipstick. It's what I have on today. This is in the shade Millennial. The signature lipstick's very comfortable, very emollient, and has, good stain power. You do have to reapply after a meal, just like most other lipsticks, but just like this, it stays on for a good 4 to 5 hours, I would say. Now, the one thing with these lipsticks, by the way, I did purchase 2 shades myself, which is Millennial and Fashion. This is Fashion. Gorgeous color, gorgeous deeper berry. And the other shades that I have, Baby. This is a cool pink, looks mauvey. I love this one as well. Slip. Look at that warm tone, like a brown. And Tiger. It's like a brick red brown. So these last couple of shades were sent to me courtesy of Merit, the brand. I do just want to make that transparent because what I'm about to say is something you need to be aware of with these lipsticks. I've been talking to Mel, who is a friend of this channel, and she's been having the same experience. These lipstick bullets do or can break easily. I think it absolutely has to do with the formulation, but also the fact that this doesn't have like a more protective casing. What I do when I apply them is just kind of just minimally have this sticking out. You could also try to even how you wear this. As you apply or use the side, you can kind of turn over until maybe you get a more flattened shape. Although it's a shame because this is a really great shape for the lips. I love them otherwise, but I feel like you guys should know breakage can happen with these. All right, now that I'm going through Merit, I realize I left something out again. How could I? These are the Minimalist. It works as concealer and foundation. Bone is the shade I use for concealer. to brighten up under the eyes and any red spots here under the nose. And then Linen is the shade I use for all over foundation. So it can be a spot corrector, a concealer, brightener, and foundation. You can also purchase deeper shades and use that as more like a contouring bronzer as well. Many options that you can use these for, so very flexible product. Okay, I'm done with Merit. Let's move on to another brand. This is fairly new to Sephora, and I believe they started carrying it last summer. It is the Guerlain Ombrage Quads. I have Royal Jungle on today. My favorite quad of 2022, possibly. They don't have all of the shades, just 3 of them. Majestic Rose is the other one, and there's one more that's like a cool tone. I think it has like a really beautiful gray and a classic black. What I love about these quads is you get great color payoff, which is kind of rare. It's uncommon with luxury brands. And there's like minimal fallout. The deepest shade here, which is this matte brown, and you can see you don't get much off of this. It might even be deceiving, and you might think, wow, is this really going to, give me the kind of smoky look I would like with this? It absolutely will, because you can build on it. And let me do a third application. And they're easy to blend, but it doesn't blend away. And there's no fallout. This texture is it's creamy. It's a creamy texture. It does not crease. There's no fallout. It's buildable. And this, you can see, is by design how it should be. It works beautifully. This is how you can build a very smoky eye without having a mess or having to take a bunch of precautions like, putting a piece of tape under here or putting extra loose powder so you can sweep it all away. It's a gorgeous product. With Majestic Rose, it's not quite the same because I don't usually go for a smoky look using Majestic Rose, but definitely with any of the color stories that have this deep or these type of deeper shades, this is fabulous. And I love this quad for all of those reasons. Highly recommend it. And the fact that you can get it for 20 or up to 20% off during the sale, it's top of the list if I had to pick only 3 items to recommend. The next brand I'd like to talk about is Dior. And with Dior, I think I've talked about the Powder No Powder in the past. I've talked several times about their Quints, which are great. This time I want to talk about maybe slightly underrated items, under the radar, and something I have been using since I purchased it last year and found that this might be maybe a little bit underrated or just not something people gravitate towards but it's really great if you have combo skin or oily skin. And it is their Natural Velvet Matte Finish Foundation. It's a powder. Really, the sponge can be kind of cumbersome, but you can wash this and clean it. It's a very natural finish, and it's very long lasting. I wear this when I have long days at work or at a work event, and I know that good luck finding time to touch up. And I don't even like touching up in the middle of the day because it's just kind of disruptive. If you're working through, you're in the zone, I just kind of like stay in my spot. So I specifically for those long days use this. It has not failed me. We're talking about 12 hours later, I'm looking in the mirror. It still looks fairly intact. Like a lot of oil has come through by that point, but I know for that full day, 8 hours, 9 hours that I'm at work, this holds up and I don't really have to think about blotting oil away or going to touch up. And if I do have to touch up or I find the time to, easy. It's just a powder. You do look quite flat, as with any matte finish product. So with this, to complete the look, I do recommend a blush that might have a little bit of shimmer to it, and definitely some sort of bronzer to just make your features pop a little bit more, because that's the thing. Luminous foundations or natural finish foundations that are non-matte tend to be more popular. I think natural finish is probably the most popular now. We've seen a lot of launches on natural finish types. Those, you just look really, you know, your makeup looks really done. You don't have to do too much additional stuff to it, unlike with these mattes. So that's kind of my tip for this, but I do recommend it. I'm in the shade 2N Neutral. The other Dior product is their Backstage eyeshadow palettes. I have here a limited edition called Plum Neutrals, which I love because of these purples, the pink. It looks great. It also comes with a primer, and they all do. They are popular for people who are in the know, but if you're thinking about Dior eyeshadows to try, I think a lot of people are gearing towards or moving towards the Quint, and that's great. They have a lot of options. Some of them are just absolutely gorgeous color stories, but I think these are underrated. These ones have a bit more payoff in general and a bit more like pow to them, and they're great. They're just as great as the Quints, and you get more eyeshadows or more colors and shades in a single palette. So that's my recommendation there. After Dior is Tom Ford. I downsized a lot of my Tom Ford collection end of last year, early this year. I'm also ready to pick up a few things to try. So what I do recommend is going to be, I think I've probably recommended this 3-4 times during or for these Sephora sales. It's the shade Illuminate Blush. This is an explicit flush. I just love this. These duo, I can overlay, I can use them separately. It just gives me a lot of options and flexibility. Always looks great. It's a great product. And I also love the quads. This is Honeymoon Wet Dry Formula. I revisited this recently. Got a similar look to what I have, but mauve-y. And recently they also launched 2 new quads, one in the wet dry formula and the other in the creamy matte formula called Cherry Smoke. And for wet dry formula is Electric Cherry. Electric Cherry sold out within a couple of minutes when it first launched on Selfridges online. So now you can get both for 20% off. Tom Ford makeup, it's not often you see the 20% off deal. You see more deals with Dior makeup in general, but less with Tom Ford. So I'm definitely interested. I'm also looking to pick up 1 or 2 of these Shade Illuminate highlighters. Those launched last year and they look fabulous. If it's anything like his dual or blush duos, I'll be over the moon. And speaking of makeup I love to try, next is Gucci. I've not tried anything from their brand, so if I am able to, I'd love to pick up their Matte Beauty blushes that launched last year. Incredibly cute packaging, lots of different shades to choose from. I'd also like to try their Luminous Matte Finish Foundation along with the Care Shine lipstick, like maybe 1 shade. And then finally, maybe the Eclat Soleil bronzer as well. Mixed reviews with that one, but it's kind of been a staple for people who enjoy luxury makeup, so I'd love to give that a try. And then, all right, moving on to non-makeup items. So this is the last set here. Oh, wait, I take that back. I've got one more. The Charlotte Tilbury Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I have in the shade here, Fair. This is a cream product, and it can be built upon. Can be used for sculpting. It's what I have on today right here, and also just around these areas to warm up the complexion. I really enjoy this. My only qualm with it is between the 3 shades available. She might have released a 4th shade later on in the year, but of the shades available, at least from my experience, 1 and 2, huge gap. You just need to be aware of that. It's just a huge gap. It's not uncommon actually, but it can prohibit you from picking up a shade because you don't know what works. There's just a really huge difference. But Fair works on me. Summertime's also okay because it is buildable. Now we're going to move towards the non-makeup products. I'm gonna have to bring this up. Angel Share by Guerlain is my favorite perfume. It's decadent, rich. It is like cinnamon apple with a hint of cognac, and it lasts for days, the scent. So it is very, very strong, but also just my favorite. If you are interested in Guerlain perfume and you just want to try a little bit of Angel Share without committing to a whole bottle of it, there currently is a new sampler available, a discovery set of his most popular scents. That is something I will definitely pick up during the sale. And I think you get his top 5 scent in the sampler for $30. That's great. And if you're looking for perfume sampler, but from a kind of clean beauty, clean ingredients brand, there is going to be a sampler by Maison Louis Marie. I've tried the Balancourt scent. It's very classic, very classy scent, and very fragrance light. That I also enjoyed, so if I am picking up a second set, that will be the other one. For brushes, cleaning, I use the spray. And I haven't opened this, as you can see. I always have like one extra bottle in stock because it tends to go in and out of stock. And every time I see it out of stock, I think, is this going to be my last bottle and you can't get any more of it? It's just really easy and great to have on hand in between those deep cleans. It's not recommended that you clean, like wash your brush with water and soap often. I do that once a month to every month and a half. In between that, I use this brush spray, so I will be stocking up on this. Speaking of stock, I also use the NARS eye primer. I know that's a makeup item, but these things are just coming to my head as I'm talking about these other items. But that eye primer is probably one of my favorite eye primers. It works just the same as any great eye primer, but I find that it is the most long-lasting in terms of like shelf life. The other ones the scent tends to change, and the color tends to change, how well it works, also like the texture of it. But this one also lasts forever, and so far it's been good. I just need to restock the product. So it's the primer and probably in the translucent or clear shade. And for my last product here, I have the Prima Bath Gems or Bath Bombs. This one here is not in stock. They used to be in stock, but this particular one, which is the CBD Epsom salt plus metal foam, is not currently available at Sephora. They have some other options that are really nice too, like magnesium and Epsom salt, and then like another herbal one that's really relaxing. So I'll be picking up some of those. And for skincare, I'll be restocking on the Augustinus Batter, Cleanse Cleansing Gel. I've talked about this during like every Sephora sale. I still love the product. I'll be picking more up. And then if you are looking for an eye product that is not retinol, if you're sensitive to retinol, especially under the eyes, Dior does have part of their Capture Total line eye cream. I highly recommend it if you don't mind the scent, and it's a high performing product. And I also noticed Sephora doesn't carry like all of Dior's skincare, but it has that, and for 20% off, I think that's a great deal. So that is a summary. That's everything that I'm going to recommend for the sale. Lots and lots of items. I look forward to hearing what you guys end up picking up. I'll also share with you my haul, and I'm definitely playing around with my cart, adding things, removing, and seeing where we end up. Thank you guys for watching. I miss you guys. I'm so glad I got time to sit today to film again. Talk to you soon. Bye.